Yeah, I'm outside, guys. Sorry. So, also, I want y'all to note with What If Gohan Hit His Head Part 3. During the time that he was fucking up the planet and stuff, Vegeta and them did help. But they were helping with like some of like the stronger people per se. And like Gohan's base power by default is like, since a couple months passed, I'm gonna say he's probably like at 24,000. And like, he can do it, but like, it would take a lot more effort. Vegeta's power level would be a lot higher due to the Zenkai and them constantly training. Nappa and Raditz, it's a similar thing. They might not be able to beat, they might be able to like, if they snuck Gohan, they might be able to do so. But like base to base, if that makes any sense. Now, if they were fighting Gohan longer than 5 minutes, that might be a different story, because instead of getting enraged, he gets a battle boost. So he might just say, fuck you pussies, I'm better now. Me. And also, when he was like, he started like acting unusual, and you hear this Azaru like roar, yeah, that's Akari, just if I didn't make it clear in the other video. And he didn't know what this was, but he realized it after some time and thinking about it. And after subjugating the planet, he basically, what Gohan really did, right, was he killed all the people that would get everyone else killed, right? So all the rebels, all the people that would want to stand up and rise against Frieza and stuff like that. And he even told some of them, like, calm that shit down, little nigga, you're moving too much. And so he did shit like that, right? And he did like a lot of stuff, and he was just like making sure the reason bitches was feeding him grapes, because he was like, y'all got a choice. Y'all can either let my friends talk to you, or I can talk to you. The choice is yours. And they just saw him take down some of their stronger peoples and stuff like that. Which, what they don't know is during some of those fights, he's talking to them saying shit like, you're actually an impressive race. If I didn't have to annihilate y'all could have helped me in this upcoming battle. But don't worry, I'll make sure your kids are strong. I'll make sure they live to see another day. As the warrior, kind of things like Jiren, like S, he's like, thank you. What is your name before I died on this night? I wish I realized what you were going through sooner. It wouldn't have worked. Your sense of justice is too high. It would have complicated things, and that would have made things even more of a problem for me. Don't worry, your sacrifice won't be in vain. I don't really believe in the means justify the cause, yada yada. But I guess in this context, it would make sense. I see. And he's like, by the way, my name, as he's like rearing up his ki with the Azaru behind him, is Son Gohan. Ew. Adds amount of ki, mad amount of energy, flaring up. Him, he's just like, yeah. And then the dude's like, well, thank you, Son Gohan. At least I get a warrior's death, right? He powers up and then they clash. And then that pretty much like the end of the flashback as Gohan's sitting eating the grapes, basically having these bitches do what he needs them to do. And I'm also going to say, like, this depiction of Gohan would be a little bit different due to the fact that, like, he's been fighting in brutal ass conditions for a lot longer. Now, you might be like, why don't Frieza just kill him? This, and that. We got a couple things we need to talk about. First things first, he's been making sure Frieza has known their progress just long enough, and he prolongs on telling Frieza, like, their increase in progress. He always keeps Frieza up to date for the most part, but he makes sure he spaces it out where it's not like they go from a power level of 2,000 to fucking 10,000. That's like a 5 times multiplier jump within the span of a week, month, or however long. And Frieza wouldn't like that, because if that happened a couple more times, we would have a fucking problem. So what Gohan does is he tells them, he's basically ass kissing and making sure everything looks good and making sure Frieza is complacent. And he actually has done some very foul things just to make sure Frieza doesn't think that he would do anything, or rather yet, quell his paranoia just enough not to raise suspicion. It's like that nigga is just literally towing the line to the best of his abilities. So with that being said, this is why Frieza just say, fuck it, I'm gonna kill y'all. Plus, he's been helping conquer him a lot of planets, making him a lot of money and doing a lot of stuff. So with Frieza's over arrogance and confidence, he's like, even if he does get stronger than me, it shouldn't be no problem. I'll be able to take care of him relatively easily. That's kind of like the mindset. I'll let the monkey do whatever he's plotting and worry about it later. This is kind of what he's thinking, right? So Gohan, being the big boy, big brain boy he is, after he conquered this and that, they all get like an evaluation and stuff, and we'll say maybe we can say a full year would probably pass by this point in time. So it would be like he left, 6 months-ish passed, some more time passed. Yeah, so maybe about 6 months and a year since Gohan really left. So this would be initially around-ish the part where the Namek saga would take place. I think. Don't quote me on it. I'm just kind of giving y'all some rough estimates here. So what would end up happening and how this would play out is Gohan would tell everyone like the game plan and this type of stuff. Zarbon and Dodoria would be doing what they're doing, and he has to kind of keep them alive. But what he ended up doing is Gohan says, fuck it, bro, I'm playing the long game. He starts talking to the Ginyu Force, and he's training with them. He's one of their members, and they're doing all these poses and stuff, which Gohan actually likes. The justification for this is the Saiyan Man is canon, so it's not like it was something non-canon. And I think he liked those poses and he thought it was cool, you know, but probably never said anything about it due to the fact that the only people that was there to witness this was Krillin, Vegeta, and Goku, because he read Krillin's mind. So yeah, it's not like he had anyone around his age say, hey, those poses that they were doing were kind of cool, don't you think? And he was like, yeah, you want to do them? Yeah. So he's probably doing these battle poses and shit like that and having a good old time with it. And wouldn't really care. He'd also talk to them, and he would start to like let them know about Frieza and how Frieza truly operates and how Frieza truly moves. With that being said, I personally believe that he would be able to convince a good chunk of these people to help him, you know, rile up and go against the grain and stuff like this. So how this is going to play out is he's making a resistance against Frieza right under Frieza without Frieza knowing. The only reason he's doing this is because he doesn't know the true extent of Frieza's might. So he's like, I'm trying to take any precautions. He was ready to use his new transformation, his Akari state, to kill anyone. And we'll probably say, let me see, I'm trying to make sure I'm not making. I want to say 50,000 times 10, that's 500,000. I'll say he keeps his power relatively suppressed, but probably like his current max power is somewhere around I don't know the power levels of the Ginyu Forces, so I'm going to say 50K just to give a rough estimate, but it would probably be more around the effect of that. So if he did go kart, he could beat first form Frieza, or well, not beat him, but hold up to him. But he keeps that amount of power suppressed heavily, and he does that just because he doesn't want to get too close to Frieza's power, because Frieza does know about the Akari state, but what he does to prevent this, since he's stronger than all his other Saiyans at this point, is he says, look, Frieza, my power level right now is 50,000, and if I want Akari, I'll be at X amount of power, and I don't want you to think I'm trying to betray you or anything like that, and think I'll get a big head. So to remedy this, he pulls out his tail, looks at it knowing it's the last time he sees his tail, and cuts his tail. And And then he's like, this is my way to show my dedication to you, Lord Frieza. And Frieza is very shocked, surprised, and confused by this gesture, by this act. He's like, oh my, what is going on here? Hey, we'll leave it off here. Catch him.